Yo, what is going on, Steeler Nation? Welcome to episode 428 of the Steel Factory podcast. My name is Ryan. I'm joined by my co-host Junior today.
What's up? What's up?
All right, not Bengals week, Eagles week. Week 15, I believe, or 14, 15. Yeah, preview of the Steelers Eagles game, big game. I saw there's a lot of like 4 p.m. games this week. I think since there's no more bye weeks now, there's 16 games. And there's like a perfect amount of 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. games now. Looks good. First initial thoughts.
Eagles are crazy good. They last week looked like a trap game for them. That they ended up winning.
You're saying they're looking ahead of us?
I thought they were looking ahead of us. The whole time. I remember thinking like if they lost this game and then like bounced back to fucking kick our shit in, like that wouldn't be surprising. But the fact that they won it, and then there's been like some bad vibes over in Philly.
Yeah, we can talk about the whole AJ Brown thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like him talking about like, oh, what are the biggest problems going on with the offense? He's like passing, and it's like, oh shit.
And I know, I saw the one video. I don't know how viral it went, but I know there was like Eagles fans walking out of the stadium on Sunday talking shit about Nick Sirianni, and then Jalen Hurts isn't the guy. They can't pass the ball. They just got to give it to Saquon. Stuff like that. I know Saquon's an animal. We could talk about him for a whole like 5 minutes in a minute. But yeah, there's just weird vibes over there. Meanwhile, we're kind of all gassed up, right?
Yeah. I mean, vibes in Pittsburgh are like crazy good right now. I think the vibes were gonna be a little bit weird if we lost this game against the Browns. It would have been like, oh well, we don't have Pickens, so it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But obviously we didn't, right? And now we're feeling really good, and we're feeling like even more kind of like we feel even better thinking that like, oh wow, we can actually
confidence in us, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Like we have this confidence that we can compete, that like we don't need Pickens that we're not like completely dependent on Pickens to like have a decent offense, right? Like we dropped 27 and we probably could have dropped 33.
Yeah.
Or we could have dropped 34 if we didn't just have mercy on them at the end of the game and take the knees.
There was a field goal we settled for that I really feel like we shouldn't have. I think because of a penalty. I think the first 3 points we got on the board. I think we had like a illegal formation. I watched the film back yesterday actually. We had like a illegal formation that kind of just threw up everything. I know Calvin Austin had a decent punt return, and we started actually pretty far into the Browns territory, and yeah, we could have had 7 there. Completely different game, honestly. But yeah, man, it was good to kind of see other guys get involved in the Browns game, which we kind of talked about on Monday. Scotty Miller is a name you could throw out there, of course, though. The big one, getting Mike Williams involved, and of course, Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good to see that, just to like, get these guys going into the toughest stretch of the season that we're gonna have. We're gonna have the Eagles, the Ravens, the Chiefs, all in like not the next 10 days, all in a 10-day span.
Yeah. Well, one headline I did see though is so obviously Tomlin's gonna make it a non-story, right? I know his kind of quote was, "I'm only focused on the Eagles because this is a normal week for us, 7 days, and then he'll look at whatever is on the other side of the Eagles game when we get to that, right? That being the Ravens on a Saturday. Meanwhile, in Kansas City, I'm seeing a headline that Mahomes is saying, "Oh, I got to talk to the NFLPA about this in the offseason, about giving us 3 games in 10 days, not to be doing this shit." Completely different vibes in Pittsburgh, dude, right now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, dude, I feel like we're getting real like man on a mission vibe from this team in general. Like everything about it, like just like a really tough team. Everyone's very in on the next man up kind of mentality right now.
Yeah.
Everyone is really bought into this season. I think more than ever, it's because Tomlin, obviously players have always loved him, and then like Russ coming in and showing the defense that like, hey, like you guys aren't gonna have to hold these guys to 16 points every game to even have a chance at a win. Like that's obviously huge for morale, right? Like this team just feels very, very bought in at the moment, and obviously the vibes are fantastic. I think I think the Chiefs have bad vibes, the Ravens have bad vibes, the Eagles have bad vibes, the Lions, fantastic vibes, tons of injuries though. So I think we're up there just like overall as energy, as a team,
Yeah.
we're one of the best right now.
No. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it is after this game. I know we. This is a game that we kind of mutually were like, this is a loss. I know that the historically we haven't won in Philly since 1965. Don't know why that is, right? I'm guessing they probably, like, my dad was telling me, like, did like the Steel Curtain not play in Philly at all? If it was on in 1965, I mean I doubt they had the same format where you're in, the opposing conference once every 8 years, right? If you do that, we played in '73 and then not again till '81 in Philly. I haven't looked at the matchups, but it's interesting. I mean, don't know why that is. I mean, it's literally across the state. Um, and then on the other side too, Russ has never lost to the Eagles. I think he's 6-0, right?
Yeah, so we'll see if we can kind of hop on that bandwagon a little bit.
Yeah. So things are, there's conflicting reports here. I don't know. I mean, we can talk about the Eagles now. I mean, let's, I guess, start off with Saquon. I want to see Landon Roberts a lot this game. I know he made some great plays against the Browns. He's making great plays in the run all season long. I know we talk about that Cowboys the end of the Cowboys game where he caused that fumble. If we would have covered, dude, we're looking at what, fucking 10-11-2 right now.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, he was awesome against Derrick Henry. Um, and yeah, that's basically, I don't do we have to follow that same game plan that we do against the Ravens for this team, or
I think yeah, we got to do something really similar. Saquon, he's a little bit he's a little bit different of a runner. So what I've heard about Saquon this year, as far as like his evolution as a player, because he has gotten better, and that happens just from being on a better team
yeah,
sometimes, right? Like Saquon used to kind of go big game hunting with his runs when he was in New York. He would really try to get to the edge and go as far and try and like get the edge every single time, and he'd run sideways a lot and then try to
he'd
break
hit
off a
try to
big run.
yeah he's trying to hit home runs, right?
Yeah, and then now that he's in Philly, it seems like he's really trusting like the offense and the offensive like and his line, and he's trusting the holes. And instead of trying to get, a bunch of 15, 20 yard runs, he'll take 7, 7, 6, 6, right? Like he's gonna take these, and obviously he's become just way more productive of a player because he's not getting a bunch of ones, twos, zeros, and then like a 15, right?
Right.
So he's still getting those 15s and those huge chunks just because he has the speed, he has the acceleration, he's quick, he's tough, he can break tackles. And that's what's scary. Like this guy, obviously Saquon, he's in the MVP conversation a little bit, not seriously at all, but like definitely like having a monster season. I think he's like if he averages like 130 yards a game through the rest of the season, I think he has a single season rushing record.
Who's it?
Uh,
Is it Dickerson? I forgot who was saying it
I think it
or who it
is, or
is.
I think it's Dickerson, and then Peterson is like right there. I think
Okay. Yeah.
but obviously Barkley's gonna be really good. More than anything, we got to keep him contained all game because what ends up happening with him is he'll kind of wear you out a little bit, and then in the third quarter, the fourth
Yeah,
quarter, he's gonna
exactly.
break one off
The
and
best running backs do that. That's what Derrick Henry was so good at. I mean that's really all you could compare it to right now in the modern day. Yeah, they're gonna wear you down. They're big bodies. They're gonna be hard to tackle once we're in December now. Um, and then I don't know if you kind of want to force them to pass, right? Who would you say? I mean, I guess we're comparing to the Ravens a lot here, but just because good running back, pretty dynamic quarterback as well. But who has a better passing game? I know you like the Eagles receivers a lot more for sure.
Oh yeah, you like the Eagles receivers a lot more. But the Ravens just have a far and away better passing game just because Lamar is far and away a better passer.
Hmm.
I think Jalen Hurts kind of peaked in the Super Bowl. A fantastic place to peak. Obviously not enough
Yeah.
at the time, but he peaked and he got himself that huge contract, and he really hasn't had a game like it since.
Hmm.
Um, like obviously Brown is complaining about the passing game, and yeah, it's because it's a problem. Like Hurts is missing a lot of easy reads. He's good at getting the ball like and pushing it down the sideline a little bit, but aside from that, like you have these two fantastic receivers, and you're struggling to get them the ball. Like of course they're frustrated, right?
Yeah.
So AJ Brown obviously like dude's a beast. Last season he was having, a crazy season. This season not so much. He hasn't been getting like the catching volume that he used to. And after the catch, he's fantastic. Devontae Smith, he's like one of the best wide receiver twos in the league, maybe like top three, right behind T. Higgins when he's healthy. And who else? Probably Jordan Addison making a name for himself as a fucking top high end wide receiver too.
Oh wait, wait,
So,
wait, wait. I had an email. Hold up. We went from AJ Brown to Jordan Addison. How?
oh no, I was talking about how Devontae Smith
Oh,
is
definitely.
one of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best wide
yeah,
receiver twos in the league,
yeah.
up there with like
Addison and
Addison,
Higgins, right? Okay.
Addison and
So,
Higgins, who kind of broke out a little bit.
do you expect Joey to be on AJ Brown or more Devontae Smith?
I expect Joey to be on AJ Brown. Joey's he's more physical.
Hmm.
He's more physical. I think you're gonna want him on their best guy and just kind of do what you can on Devontae. Like they're
Thing
both.
is, I think we had an interesting what's it called, strategy when we played the Bengals. I feel like we saw, or at least not. I didn't watch the film yet. At least the commentators were like, "All right, it looks like they're putting Joey on an island with Higgins and doubling up Jamar." I don't know if is that something you do for the Eagles or not?
I think so. I think Devontae, he's like a very fluid mover. Whereas Brown has more like explosive play ability.
Yeah, just take
So
a.
I
You're
think
taking the top off. You're putting Minko over him, right? You're not gonna allow
yeah.
anything behind
If
you.
anything, that makes more sense. You wanna put Dante Jackson on
He,
Brown, and then
who
you wanna
is
have
who's actually dinged up, right? He has another guy with a
oh
hamstring injury. We'll talk about Pickens and the whole drama about that later on. But yeah, we don't know if we have the Dante. It's good we have Cam Sutton as depth. I know James Pierre had a pick when he came in for Jackson against the Browns. Um,
I don't know
and
if we even
also
saw
too,
them.
dude, talking about James Pierre. Did you see Hard Knocks this week?
Yeah,
Dude, when Tomlin was like, "That's what happens, dude. You had a good week of practice. That's football justice right there." When after he got that pick against the Browns, that was awesome to see too. Just fucking Tomlin stealing the show again, dude.
Tomlin and Hard Knocks is must watch TV. He's like got to be one of the best coaches in the league. I think John Harbaugh's probably regarded as like one of the better coaches in the league. As much as like Ravens fans hate him. Um, but like you like compare the two side by side, like we did at least that first week.
Yeah,
There's still like it's Tomlin and then a big drop off between him
I
and
know
John Harbaugh.
Ravens had a bye week, so there wasn't a lot of Ravens, um, on this episode. But it's literally all Steelers. I'm assuming once the Ravens, get back to a game, we'll see a little bit more of that. But dude, this episode felt like it was all Steelers, and then the Bengals Monday night game right after. At the end,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
was
like, dude,
just
we
kind of
tuned out by then.
yeah. I was impressed though. I was impressed they even got the Monday night game, and I was like, dang, this came out on Tuesday.
Yeah,
They got it together. Like they're working overtime over at HBO, so props to
yeah,
them.
yeah. But anyways, back to, I guess, our corner depth, right? Um, Smith's wide out now. He's not playing slot because then you just start thinking more. You could throw Beanie Bishop in there, and then for sure Cam Sutton.
What about Trice? Did he even play against the Browns? I saw he was
No,
finally healthy.
I did he dress?
I don't know.
I don't remember if he dressed. Um, yeah, I mean, if Trice didn't play, I mean, if James Pierre played, it means Trice is fucking healthy. I'm pretty sure Pierre's lower on the depth chart than Trice, but then Trice has been on the IR, so who knows, right? Like to see them get healthier. I'd like to see Dante Jackson out there for sure, because dude's like top
Oh,
five in the league
definitely,
in interceptions right now, which is actually crazy to think about. Your fucking
definitely.
CB2 is the one leading the fucking team interceptions, and he's also top five in the league. Like he has five right now. Um, so yeah, I mean, I like the matchups for our receivers and corners, or their receivers and our corners. The thing is, our linebackers, which we need another big game out of Patrick Queen. Of course, the D line, looking at Cam Hayward to have another monster game, and then yeah, Landon Roberts is a name that that's kind of under the radar, but dude, we're gonna need him at his best for Saquon, of course, right?
Yeah, dude, we're gonna need Queen and Peyton Wilson. It's Peyton Wilson, right? Not Paxton. Peyton Wilson.
Yeah,
To really be on their game again. It's gonna be a very similar game plan to Lamar. Just like Jalen Hurts, one thing he has gotten better at this season is like his his scrambling has been a lot more productive than last season.
Mm,
So that has been a big help as far as the offense goes. It is, we did just see them come off like a big dud of a game, basically, against
the
this
fuck? Oh, the
this Carolina
Panthers.
Panthers team.
Yeah. So it
You
kind of
know,
gives us hope
so
seeing that. You know what I mean?
yeah, it gives us hope. Like, okay, maybe their offense still isn't figuring stuff out. I've listened to a few podcasts talking about like what are the big holes in these higher end teams, you
Yeah.
know? And the really big thing for the Eagles is just the passing game, bro. Like it's like if we can, stop Saquon, which is a massive
Yeah.
ask, or sell out to stop the run,
And even that
and
too, a lot of it is, I mean, we'll get to it right now. A lot of it is putting them or getting the lead. I know the Ravens are terrible at like game management when it comes to this. I know they took Derrick Henry out of the game on their own, right? We were not even up by more than 2 scores, and they decided to stop running the ball. That's another thing too. Offense has to start hot.
the Eagles don't abandon the run, so that's
Yeah,
going to be complicated.
yeah,
Yeah, so the Ravens, they seem to panic a little bit when it comes to when they're not ahead.
yeah,
But yeah, if we're gonna do anything, like we're gonna have to stop the run and force them to pass and put them, on the back foot, and make sure that they are not playing to their strengths at all, right? Because obviously the Eagles, one of the best lines in the league, one of the best running backs in the league, they're gonna kill the clock on us if they get ahead.
yeah,
So yeah, it is gonna be a question of like if Russ and I don't George Pickens is not gonna play, and if Russ and this group of wide receivers can
yeah,
go toe to toe with this Eagles defense, which has been just crazy hot the last month.
yeah,
Like they've been so good lately. People are saying they probably have the second best defense in the league behind the Vikings. Um, and it's pretty fair to say, right? Like they have talent everywhere. They have talent everywhere.
yeah.
Like Jalen Carter, he's like amazing. He was a 9th overall pick last year, and he's playing like it. Quinyon Mitchell, their cornerback, their rookie cornerback, he's been playing fantastic. Cooper DeJean, like one of the first white cornerbacks we've ever seen, the only one I can
Um,
remember, honestly.
in our
Like, like,
lifetimes,
like
but
he's
yeah,
playing really well. So the Eagles had a really good
they
defense
don't
last
they
year,
don't
but you
have
could
holes,
pass on them.
dude. Yeah. Oh, you could pass on
They
them
don't
last
have
year.
holes,
Yeah, yeah. This year they're
and
better.
and this year they fixed those holes. Their cornerbacks that they drafted like first and second, or with their
Right.
first 2 picks, um, they've been starters, and they're playing really well. So it's an intimidating group, and I am worried to go into it without Pickens,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean, what do you think though about the whole Pickens injury? I don't know, you want to call it a saga. I mean, it was kind of weird. It came out Friday morning. I know everyone wanted to jump on the conclusion about him getting benched because of the shit he was talking to. Is it Greg Newsom? Um, and how they had that own little beef. He's saying I don't know him. Then all of a sudden the injury came out. We think Pickens could play the morning of. It turns out no. Some people say that he didn't even get a chance to really test his hamstring. That maybe it was just that bad to begin with the day of. And then the morning after Sunday, we find out it's a grade 2 hamstring, which is not really good. Pickens is gonna miss this game, probably for sure, and the Ravens game after this is up in the air. Thoughts?
I'm not convinced there's any kind of conspiracy.
No,
I
it'd be
think
over after the Browns game, honestly.
exactly. It would have come out. I think he just got hurt. I think he got hurt probably
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah,
And that sucks because super late injury in the week. And not there for the Browns. He's not going to be here for probably one of our toughest games of the season,
yeah,
up there with the Chiefs. And it's tough not having your best playmaker out there. So obviously, like, the receiving room stepped up, right?
yeah.
But I'm still not.
You're not convinced,
I-
right?
I'm not convinced. I don't know.
Well,
I
we'll
don't
see
know that
when
we're
they
gonna
get
be
a
able to.
we'll see when they get a full week of practice without Pickens right now. So
Yeah, yeah, true.
yeah, I mean it's one of those where it's just like all right, you get hopefully the team can rally behind it. The receiver room. You saw Van Jefferson, who was our number 2 going into into the season, in preseason. Get a touchdown. A guy
A-
that's kind of fallen, kind of lower in the depth
a-
chart. You've seen Calvin Austin get more action. Of course, we got Mike Williams.
And again, dude, Mike Williams is kind of, last week against the Browns, it was like his first like real game with us.
Yeah,
Um, and he looked fantastic. So I expect him to get a lot more burn this week. I expect I expect Firemouth to get a lot more burn this week.
Right.
I'm hoping I'm hoping we see Russ just keep building, because last week was probably one of his best games that he's had. I know the Bengals game was like offensively very impressive, but like against the Browns, I feel like he made a lot
The stats
of
didn't
really
jump
great
off the
plays.
page, but just visually, right? Like
Like
on the
like that
field.
touchdown to Van Jefferson, that was fantastic.
Exactly, exactly.
Like that,
Stats weren't
and that was
crazy, less than 200
yep.
yards passing, but he cooked, dude. He got the ball. He
And
got. We jumped out to a lead, and we were just kind of cruising. We weren't trying to, embarrass them. We went up 27-7. Took a while to get the offense going. Of course, we were adjusting to George Pickens in that first quarter, and yeah, Russ, kind of figured out who he has and who to work with, and he started cooking. We got 27 like that. So
I think it's there, dude. This offense is really getting going. Like the play design that Arthur Smith has been coming up with, like that touchdown of Van Jefferson was all play design. He's getting Russ to throw over the middle, which was something Russ never really did.
yeah,
And he's getting like that touchdown to Muth, like that was over the middle. That was like a vertical. Russ loves throwing vertical, so we just got to do verticals like over the middle now, I guess,
yeah,
to get Russ to do it. So I think Russ and Arthur Smith are really starting to like meld together and create like a very, very good cohesive offense that plays to each other's strengths.
yeah,
Um, so hopefully we just see more of that. Like if anything, again, like this is gonna be one of our hardest game, if not our hardest game. I'm not convinced the Chiefs are legit.
yeah,
Uh, so it's gonna be good.
yeah. What's your headline though? If we win this game without George Pickens?
If we win this game without George Pickens, new Super Bowl favorites, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Probably, honestly, that has to that dude. At that point, I don't know what else he could say about us. Any doubters that are
Exactly.
out still? I know there's still
It
some people saying that we're probably gonna get stomped this week, but these are the same people that said we were gonna lose 10 games. That is what it is.
I don't believe those people. So many people in sports media are just such hacks. Like they're losers. Like these people are hacks. They don't. How can you actually like seriously think that?
Like,
Um,
I don't know how you still doubt Mike Tomlin. Honestly, I mean, you could doubt him to lose in the playoffs right now, but to doubt that he will regress after 10 wins last year is beyond me. um,
yeah.
but yeah, man. I mean, anything else before we get into score predictions?
Um, no, no. I think we got a lot of it. I think we got a lot of it.
All right, sounds good to me. What are we? DraftKings, you want to load up, buddy? All right, there we go. Not sponsored, by the way. I wish. All
Just
right,
betting app of choice.
um, so December 15th, Sunday, 4:25 kickoff. We're looking at Eagles -5.5 with an over under of 42.5. Steelers money lines plus 205 for those that are confident.
Dang. So 42.5 minus 5.5. So it's gonna be like they're saying like 25 to like 19 or something.
Yeah, right?
Or no, it's gonna be like
20,
24 to
24,
18.
24, 18. Yeah, seems. Yeah.
I could see that. Uh, you know, I don't know. I don't know that we have it this week. I was thinking we were gonna
I think
lose
I think it's
with
actually like 23-17. I think that's more like it, right?
that's like 40 points though.
17? Yeah, it is, my bad. 24-18 then, huh?
Yeah. So I, I
24-20.
I think I was gonna say we're gonna lose this game with Pickens. I think we still lose this game. I think losing by 5 points is a lot. I hope we keep it close. I hope we um I think with 5.5, Tomlin as a dog is one of the best coaches ever.
Yeah.
Uh, not even just against the spread, but like straight up. Like Tomlin as a dog is one of the best coaches ever. I think if you put money on Steelers plus 5.5, like there's a good chance. Um, and honestly, if we're even within that, like even Tomlin within one score games, it's like he's one of the best coaches ever.
That's true
Um,
also.
so I'm like slowly starting like talking myself into this actually,
Oh,
but
shit.
um, but I don't know. Like without Pickens, this Eagles defense is crazy good. I think I don't know that we can put a real dent in this. I'm gonna go ahead and say Eagles 21, Steelers 17.
Damn, I'm gonna go. I ain't gonna say this, but because I think this is just not a this is just not our game to win. You know what I mean? Just the whole thing about being in Philly, and not
Yeah,
winning. But yeah,
terrible
I
luck
think
here.
this isn't a game that's gonna really kind of blow our self esteem. I think we lose 28-26.
Mm.
Yeah, I just don't think we get out of there with the win, especially without Pickens. I know it'll be close though. We'll keep it close. We'll be fighting.
Look, and I know, dude, all everything's like, as a fan, like I can definitely talk myself into like, oh look, Steelers are undefeated against like winning records this year,
That's
right?
also another
It's
thing too. Fuck, never mind.
right.
We're gonna win this.
Like the Tomlin record against the spread, the Tomlin as a dog, the Russell Wilson undefeated against the Eagles, right? Like there's a lot of things uh like culminating into like seeing a win here. But I even if we do lose, and I think that there's a good chance we do, this is not like a huge massive blow, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, this is more like, oh damn, like, you just got it, like they're a good fucking team, and we didn't have our best player,
No, exactly.
and
If they didn't have
and
Saquon, I'd be picking us to win. If they didn't have Saquon and we had
exactly.
George, if they didn't have AJ Brown and fucking we had George, I'd be picking us to win probably.
Exactly.
It is
So
what it
I
is.
think yeah, it's just one of those games against the Browns. Obviously, like we knew we could beat the Browns without Pickens. Um, so this is what it is. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a really good way to test our mettle a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is a really really legitimate team compared to a lot of the other ones that we've played. So
Browns, Bengals,
yeah.
etc. And then yeah, you know who we got next week though. We'll see that on the other side of this. So